In this video, we're going to find out if the Japanese Pokemon Classic Collection is worth the money. I was lucky enough to get my hands on one for a decent price, so we're going to break it down, take a look at the cards and everything that comes with it, and see if it's worth the dough. I'm using this top-down camera today because I want to show you guys how this thing is packed and how you should be looking for it on the secondary market. You want to look for these black kind of end pieces because this is the style of box that this Classic Collection actually comes in. There's a lot of listings up right now that have just like random Pokemon Center looking boxes. You want to be looking for this box pretty much sealed, or you at least want to make sure that in the photos there is the actual deck box that comes in this as well. Inside of this box is two boxes. It's the box for the game components and the box for the actual decks of cards. All right, so as you can see, we have the Pokemon Card Game Classic Collection. So I just opened the box. It's still in the box. You can see the flaps here. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about with the game board being separate components and making sure that you have those separate components, because those separate components are where the actual cards are. So if we go to the left here, you can see there's a little box here on the left of the game board. This box is going to have the cards. And if we pop this open, it's kind of a weird thing that they did, why they would ship things separately like this instead of having it all in the game box itself. But you can see we have our decks of cards inside this box on the left. There's also a box on the right. There's another box over on the right-hand side. And this box, I believe, is going to have sleeves associated with each deck. So you can see here we have different sleeves for the different decks you can use as well. Now we have the game board, and I'll tell you guys, this thing is heavy. Now there might be stuff inside it, probably markers and things, but the board itself seems like it's actually pretty heavy. Pretty easy to scuff though. You can see I've already got like finger marks on it. I don't know how well those will come out, but now if we open it, looks like we have some deck boxes. These are legit. They're like actual leather. These are heavy duty, man. They're actually pretty sick, and they're magnetic close, and it looks like they have a little leaf insignia on there for the Venusaur deck. That's awesome. Next up we have the fire deck, the Charizard deck box. Really cool. Now it would have been nice to maybe have, I don't know, some sort of like cool impression of Charizard or some sort of engraving on the front instead of them just being plain black with a little insignia on the back. But I do like how sleek and simple that they are. And the last one here, obviously the water symbol for the Blastoise deck. Next, let's take a look at what is in here. I'm assuming it's going to be the markers and things. Wow, even the lid to this box is heavy. I'm not going to take this out because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing with the game itself. If the pieces, I think they're supposed to be metal. I don't know if they're all metal, but I think that like these pieces are metal. If the quality of this is anything like the quality of the deck boxes, the actual board itself, or really any of the pieces, I would say that this is, I would definitely classify this as a premium product. Now, whether or not the cards and the quality of the cards, centering and issues like that are going to match, we're going to have to find out. So let's swap over to the other camera and check out the cards. Just before we take a look at the cards, let's take a look first at the sleeves that come in the box. They definitely went for more like a sleek, stylish look to this box. These sleeves look really interesting to me. I like the kind of sleek, simple nature to them. But again, it doesn't really scream like, I don't know, maybe they could have been green, red, and blue, or like a muted green, muted red, muted blue instead of just gray to light gray. Maybe they could have done that. It would have added a little bit more attitude to the sleeves, but I understand wanting to be sleek, stylish, black and white. To me, Pokemon is like colorful and fun. So this is just like, yeah, they look cool, but they don't really do anything crazy for me, you know? Next, let's take a look at the cards in the box. The thing that everyone's most excited for are the reprints and the different vintage artworks that are getting reprinted with this brand new, awesome looking, kind of glittery holo pattern. First, we'll start with the Charizard deck. One thing that people have been noticing is that the cards are, the centering seems to be the biggest issue with a lot of the cards, condition-wise, but also, I have to criticize Pokemon Company for this, especially on a $400 box. The way that the decks are wrapped is very flimsy. For everything else in this box to be so heavy, so premium, so like good, the way that they packaged these decks is just horrible. Just a flimsy plastic around all the decks, and they put the hit cards in the front, which means that the hit cards are going to take the biggest brunt of any possible damage that could possibly happen to the decks. Like, we know this. There's a reason why the hit cards are now in the middle section of a lot of booster packs, and that is because a lot of times that front card or that back card will take the brunt of the damage if something happened to the pack or the box or anything overall. So the fact that they put the hit cards in the front to take the brunt of all the damage is really frustrating, and actually it reflected a lot of the front cards. Like my Blastoise is probably my worst looking card. The Charizard was the second worst looking card, but I was able to kind of fix a couple of the issues. But a lot of the cards had like little indents and dings around the corners and the edges, and that really sucks because this is the main reason why people are buying this box. This is a $350, $400, now it's like $500 or $600 on the secondary market box, and everyone's buying them for the cards. Like, people aren't going to put this underneath the tree at Christmas and then bust it out and play with their kids the classic game. This is a classic collection for collectors who are willing to spend a premium on these really cool cards, and yet the actual packs, the actual cards were shipped so poorly, in my opinion. So it just really frustrated me. If you're thinking about buying this box, you should probably just buy singles on the secondary market, because at least with that, you can vet it for condition. You can look at the card, you can see if there's any of those dings and issues before you purchase, instead of taking the chance on a $500 or $600 box and then having it show up with dings and damage like mine did. Here's the Charizard. I do have to say, they do look beautiful. I love this glitter hollow pattern. It really sucks that in English we're not going to get the hollow borders. Very similar to Celebrations in that way, where Celebrations we just got the yellow borders with the confetti hollow pattern in the hollow section, but the 25th anniversary in Japanese, they got the confetti hollow on the borders as well. Seems to be a very similar situation here. We got little stars and things in the hollow pattern as well. I don't know, they just look really beautiful. One thing I didn't realize was that all of the cards have the hollow pattern. It's not just the hit cards from before that had hollow patterns having the new hollow patterns. It's every card in this has this hollow pattern, which I think is really awesome. I didn't know that at first, but you can see that they reprinted the Charmanders, the Charmeleons. We got the Pikachu, the original Jungle Pikachu. Future Java here to criticize past Java. That is a base set Pikachu, not a Jungle Pikachu, you stupid idiot. Very nice. Clefable and Clefairy. Zapdos. I think this is a unique Zapdos artwork. You can let me know if it showed up before. It looks like it has a Sun and Moon border, so maybe it came out during Sun and Moon era. We got the Electrode and the Voltorb. We got this cool looking Raichu. Very nice artwork. Ponyta, Rapidash, Magmar, Dunsparce, looks like, and some other guys. And then we have this unique EX. In the listing for this on Pokemon Center, this is one of the cards where they say the unique cards will be promos later on in different sets or whatever. These are the cards that they're referring to. These unique EXs or unique hollows, maybe that Zapdos, for instance. These cards are going to show up later as promos, not the reprints of the classic card. Next up is the Blastoise deck. So like I said, the Blastoise was definitely the worst looking card. I think I'm still going to send a lot of these to CGC just to see how they grade overall, but a lot of the cards just had like little dings in these areas, especially down in this area. A lot of cards had little dings, and especially up around this area, the cards had little dings, and it's really frustrating. Why are the hit cards packaged on the front of the decks? It's so frustrating, but it is what it is. That's how they decided to send them out. Horrible decision on their part. I've heard some people say, oh, I hope the English one is better. Come on, guys. That is just massive cope. But yeah, we've got Blastoise, looks nice. We've got the Squirtles. We've got the Wartortles, look great with the hollow pattern. Then we have Staryu and Starmie. I've never seen these artworks before, so you have to let me know maybe where those come from, because those are cool. Then we have one of the best looking Gyarados cards. I love this Heart Gold Gyarados. I'm so happy that they put this in this set, and it's super cool how they kept the border here, where a lot of the other cards, they did have the glitter hollow border. This one has the unique border from the Heart Gold Soul Silver kind of era, which it's a really nice touch that when they have these unique borders for whatever sets that they're from, they actually kept those unique borders. So we have the Magikarp and the Gyarados, really nice. Like I said before, though, I would definitely say that if you're interested in any of these cards, you should absolutely buy them as singles on the secondary market. A lot of these cards are already coming down in value because most of what people are doing is they were buying these, condition checking them, probably grading to try and flip, and then selling whatever's left, whatever might not be gradable, or maybe they just want to break them down and sell them as singles anyway. Maybe they can just make more money that way. So a lot of people are going to be doing that. So there's going to be a lot of these singles on the market, probably for pretty decent prices. We got the base set Mewtwo reprinted. We got Rattata, Raticate, Kangaskhan, really nice looking Kangaskhan card. And then lastly, we got this unique Suicune EX that, again, will probably come out as a promo later on. Last but not least, we have the Venusaur deck. Now, of course, because it's me, because I love Charizard and I really dislike Venusaur. Venusaur happens to be the best looking starter card that showed up in the best conditions. So we do have a Venusaur. So hopefully there's some Venusaur collectors that will like that. We've got both Bulbasaurs. We've got both Ivysaurs. Really nice looking reprints. And then we have, I think these are EX era cards, like Nintendo EX era cards. So those are really cool. Paris and Parasect. And we have the Jungle Scyther reprint. That's really nice as well. We've got a nice Pinsir, Sandshrew and Sandslash, Onyx, Hitmonchan, and Hitmonlee. I really like that they used these artworks in particular because you can actually see Hitmonlee in the background of Hitmonchan and Hitmonchan in the background of Hitmonlee. I just think that's a really nice little dual artwork that they added there. We've got Doduo and Dodrio. We got the reprint Chansey. Really nice looking Snorlax. I'm not sure which set this is from, but I really like the Snorlax card. Super cute, fluffy boy. And then we have the unique Lugia EX from this set. The decks also came with these trainer cards. All the trainer cards are also holo as well. So you got some Master Balls, which are really cool. Some computer searches from back in the day. You've got a Defender, I think. Is that Rare Candy? Switch. Pokeball looks like. And then Professor Oak. There's a ton of these. And I don't know what that is, Poke Kid or something. This is really cool that they actually kept the E-Series border with this card. Really nice little touch. Giovanni, we've got a few Bills. We've got Rockets something admin, I think. And then we have the energies. So the energies look really nice. They're really glittery all the way across the card. And then each deck has their own, obviously, energies to it. It's a really cool set. And if you want the entire thing, I would say that the components in the box feel very premium. They are actually made really well. They're heavy materials. I could see them lasting a really long time. So if you want the actual board components and you're going to actually like play on it or whatever, I think this is actually a decent thing to pick up. Maybe not for the $500. Maybe you can find the components separately for less. But if you're just looking for the cards, I would say figure out the cards that you want the most and then buy them on the secondary market. I would rather look at a bunch of different listings, be able to compare conditions and buy the best one for the best price, other than taking the chance on a $500 or $600 box that has components that I don't need and that may show up with damage across the board, especially on the hit cards. Really frustrating.